Please remember to download both the Barn Burner and ZingoTV apps in their respective app store on iOS and Android devices. And while you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment because both apps are free. ZingoTV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire and Fire TV sticks, Roku and Roku sticks, also on all smart TVs 2016 and forward. So welcome everyone. It's so nice to see you all this happy Sunday. The weather's a little shoddy out here. It's like weird winter weather, but like without the snow. But it's all good. So this week I have a really awesome show planned for you guys. I have a Enza Moncada, who's going to be coming on, and she's actually she's a manager of a woman-owned boutique downtown Toronto, and she has been consistently pushing the Shop Local initiative, and you guys probably have seen that on my Instagram. Remember, at Essential Tea, T-E-E, and you can see I'm a big believer in shopping local, and this has been since before the pandemic. I've always believed in supporting our local economy, supporting our small businesses. As we know, Canada is 80% small business, and it's so important to take care of our brothers and sisters, especially right now as we're going through a global pandemic. There's been a lot of chat about big box stores being able to be open, and small businesses are losing out on those opportunities to sell to their clientele or sell to their local communities and their neighborhoods, just simply due to the fact that they're closed down because of the current restrictions that we're being faced with. And a lot of people are losing their livelihoods, and that's scary. Like, you know, people have kids, people have families, mortgages, car payments, and to think that, you know, you put all this time and effort into building something that you love, and to be taken away. So many restaurateurs are no longer able to support themselves. They can't simply just do Uber or takeout. It's not viable enough for them to keep their businesses. So it's really important that we do our best to try and continue to push the narrative on shopping local. So that's why we're gonna have Enza on today. But a couple things here and there with my week this week. It's been an emotional week. I don't know if it's seasonal depression. But I've struggled a bit this week. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, just due to the passing of a family member, and also just the fact of like I'm just not motivated. Like, it was weird. I only worked out twice this week, and for me, working out was a really big deal for me. It helps me my mental clarity. Yes, great weight loss would be phenomenal, but it's literally just so I feel better and I feel strong. And feeling strong for me is everything, because when you feel strong, you can. I guess it kind of turns mentally. You're mentally strong, then you can handle your days better. And just like emotional eating. Like, I've never been an emotional eater. I don't know about you guys. Like, that's just not something that I do. So learning how to kind of balance that's been a really up and down week for me. But yesterday I kind of got my groove back, got back in my vibe, you know, and I was able to kind of tackle the week, which I love. What else has been going on? Christmas is approaching. I finally put up my Christmas tree. It's beautiful. I'll post a picture on my Instagram. Remember, it's at Essential Tea, T-E-E. Follow me, message me, let me know you know me from the show, and I'll definitely accept your follow. And yeah, I know I bought a really big tree. I literally have to watch the movie Elf and Christmas with the Cranks to get into the Christmas spirit. But you got to do what you got to do to feel good. It's really important to try do your best to continue to feel good, because right now it's just a really weird time. And I'm sure a lot of you are feeling that way. Even if you are working from home, it's just it's so weird. It's so hard. It is so hard. Like, I know we try to act like and be positive about everything, but it's difficult. Like, it sucks. Like, I want to go out. I want to go to a party. I want to dance. Literally, I was just telling my boyfriend this. I'm like, I just want to dance. You know, like, dancing in your house, it only gets you so far. Sometimes you just want to be around other humans. You want to get dressed up. You want to do your makeup. You want to get your hair did. You want to see your girlfriends. And just like to release, you know, it's getting harder and harder to create things to look forward to. And I struggle with that. That's something that I personally need to do. I always have things to look forward to, because then it helps, you know, it helps you. Like, you're not going to be life's not completely mundane. And for me, like, I can't handle a mundane life. Like, that's just not for me. But we should have Enza joining us shortly. But yesterday night, actually, the Raptors actually had their first preseason game. And thank you, Enza. How are you?
Hi, thank you for having me.
No worries. So everyone, as I was saying in our intro, this is Enza Moncada.
Hi,
She's a dear,
everyone.
yeah, she's a dear friend of mine. She's the manager and operator of Meg's, which is downtown Toronto on Queen West, West Queen West actually. And she's been a good friend of mine since 2015. We've been friends. Oh my gosh, wow, 5 years. That's
I
crazy.
feel like I've never found her.
I know. I love
Right.
it so much. So Enza, tell the people about yourself. Tell them what you do.
Well, I am a head stylist, but I run a company for a Canadian designer down in Toronto on West Queen West. And we're a local business, sustainable. We try to make everything within Toronto or in the US. So Meg Kinney's originally from Calgary, but she has companies. Our company is in the US and in Canada as well. So I run the Canada side. And I love what I do. My background, I have an HR degree, but again, I work with people every day. So, however, that transpired in my life, I'm glad that I'm in fashion because that's what I love the most. And
Right?
yeah, it's been tough times, like just like as you were saying recently, like even me getting motivated in these times and, trying to, uh, the fact of the closures now going on within our retail business, it's been tough. So I'm trying to every day be innovative and creative with how we're going to continue our business and be strong and get through this. So
Yeah, no, and I feel like you're doing a fabulous job. You guys, Enza's Instagram handle is Style by Enza. So she always posts like really cool things, new things that come in the mag. Also like fashion info that like she loves and inspires her. It also inspires me. You'll see a lot of my outfits on Instagram are definitely because of her.
I
Help me
love,
to elevate. Pardon?
no, I just love that you are happy. Exactly. Like that's why I do what I do because you are pleased with the way that you feel and what you get and styled in.
Absolutely. And like that's so important for me. So I was letting the people know we're just talking about like, well, I was talking to them, but I was telling them about shopping local and how important that is. Can you give me a little bit more about like the kind of what the climate looks like for you on Queen West right now?
Well, it's actually very sad, unfortunately. We've been on business for 23 years on West Queen West, but there's a lot of businesses around us that didn't make it through the first lockdown. So right now it's been tough to just thrive on curbside pickup when a lot of our local businesses are have specialty services or unique products that you would have to maybe come by when you come in the store. So it's been tough. Like overall, our company has decreased 1/8 of our business and employees. So
Wow.
yeah, it's really affected us. So that's why we always keep saying, like, think outside of the big box and try to support your local stores. And not everything is high priced or high end. There are things that are high end and low end price points for everybody. So yeah, we're always here for questions if you need us.
Right. And I think that's important too, because a lot of times when people think of small business, I find that I feel like younger people are kind of more on the wave of. Actually, no, that's not accurate. I would say I feel like more and more people are now understanding how important it is to shop local.
Yeah, I've seen that lately as well in my demographic of shoppers. Like I have a lot of younger clients that are coming in or knocking on the window and they like what they see, and it's nice to know that the new generation is aware of how this affects our economy and how important it is to keep our jobs within our
For
city.
sure, for sure, and like I know, like kind of in the early 2000s, or like it's been the agenda for a long time to pursue and to push globalization, right? But we're seeing that there's a lot of holes within globalization, and we're seeing those pitfalls, especially in the pandemic, where there's supply and demand issues. You cannot rely on your neighbor as much as you want. Like, and this, I'm talking like country wise. Like, you can't like, as you said before, you told me South Africa has no wine. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
they've been locked down with no liquor for 4 months. Could you imagine?
that's what I'm saying. And like, if we have the LCBO closed one day a week and people go nuts, they're like, thank God we have the grocery stores. But like when I want my bottle of wine, I'm like, God damn it, the LCBO is not open, right? But
Yeah.
it there's more of like an understanding that yeah, globalization has its positives, but at the same time, it's like if we can be self reliant on ourselves, we'll be able to kind of prosper more. Everyone prospers more if we can do that.
For sure. And I love that now they officially made it that you can take wine out from your restaurants, your local restaurants, because I, I get the whole, you know what it is? It's the demand. It's the fact that bigger box stores can supply things faster, quicker, in
Yeah,
some cases, or you think you're going to get it for a more reasonable price. But in some cases, you can go local and get something so unique from another country that the LCBO doesn't have, you
yeah,
know, and, it can work out being just as good. So,
exactly. And that's
I
a
love
really
that our
good,
province passed that
yeah,
recently.
and that's a really good point actually, because I know a restaurant that we frequent, Labora. You
Yeah,
put me onto that. Todos Bravas, my favorite,
love their paellas for sure.
right?
Yeah.
Um, I know they have specialty wines from Spain. And although like I'm not in the downtown core, so it's a little difficult for me to Uber it out or well, yeah, like to do Uber Eats or skip the dishes. It's a little bit difficult, but I know for you, that's a viable option for you to get takeout and get a really good bottle of wine as well.
And that's true. Depending on where you live, like I live in the city. So when you walk around the neighborhood, you kind of get, you notice these places because their windows are full of bottles of wine saying, that they're available. So yeah, it is trickier to find that in Durham or
In
in
the
the
suburbs.
suburbs.
Yeah, it is a lot difficult out here, and it's frustrating because it's like you want to get really good food, but it's like I find that it's weird. All of the really good food places are like Whitby, Oshawa, like they're further east, and you would think that they would be in like Ajax, Pickering, because it's closer to the city.
And you
It's
think that's, yeah, and maybe there'd be somebody out there that can now grab all these local unique spots in those suburban areas and tell us where to go.
yeah, exactly,
Come out of all of this.
right. So how have you found like shop like so are people Christmas shopping a lot? Like, do you find people are Christmas shopping, or do you feel like people are kind of holding back?
I see both. I have people shopping for presents. Um,
Mhm.
I have people shopping for because they're so tired of wearing the same or they're just tired or their body has changed or
Yeah.
they just want to treat themselves because they haven't shopped in so long. So I've had a lot of that. But to be honest, with holidays, I've seen the downfall in sales huge because it's not like the present years. We don't know. It's so unknown what's happening. We don't know if we're going to work or will this lockdown continue past New Year's and on. So I think that's creating a hesitation within people and their spending.
Absolutely. And I think you hit the nail right on the head. Just the fact of not knowing what's to come. Like, it's driving me insane. Every week, I'm like, oh, am I going to be out of a job? Like, literally every single Friday, I'm like, okay, am I losing my job this week? Am I losing my job next week? And it's a lot. Like, I'm still shopping.
I know, maybe.
But, right? But it's like, I'm so stressed out and it's frustrating and it's hard. It's too much.
It is. It's so stressful. Like every week, I'm wondering what's happening with our business. Is it going to continue? Do I get laid off? And to your point of us still shopping, I think it's so important in this time to continue to love yourself because we have only little things to look forward to, whether it's a face mask
I
or you
know.
give yourself a little self petty in the tub,
I
or
know.
you order your favorite local, accessory or candle or make yourself feel good.
Yeah, you're totally right. Like, and I think shopping has always brought like comfort to me,
Me too.
right? Yeah, shopping is like a comfort. Like, no matter happy, sad, excited, like that's just my happy time.
I think
And
food has a similar effect to me too.
right? Tell me about it. So, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to like shop local. Like, I know I've been wearing the masks that you actually created. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Thank you.
No worries.
Share this. So I've always loved design, and when we were going into this pandemic, I was in the States and coming out of the airports, it was really scary to see all of the litter everywhere and hearing about how these disposable masks were affecting the environment. I found out when I came home, I was like, okay, let's have some fun with this. But at the same time, there was a reason behind it. My tailor, his landlord did not give him any relief. So he was going to lose his business. So I thought, let's collab and start making masks together with this recycled fabric he had sitting around in a shop. And then eventually, when things opened up, we could go and get or expand with what the materials we were using. But
Yeah.
it actually helped him stay in business. So Meg started producing her masks with him. and we actually donated masks to our leaders through the Start Fashion Week program. And I mentioned Tarami Fashion. So now some of our leaders had worn some of the local designers' masks, and now Tarami Fashion manufactures them. So it's been like this branch of growth within our community to keep some people alive. And
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be a part of it. And I'm happy to keep, people stylish but safe. So
That's awesome. No, that's actually so sick. Like I didn't even know all that. Like I knew like that you collabed with the tailor, but I had no idea that like the whole initiative was to help someone stay open. Like, and that's the power of community and like loving your neighbor.
yeah, and knowing that people have specific skills and to utilize them, they can do it. We're in a different time now where a lot of things are online. So being
Yeah.
a local shop where people are used to coming in and getting a service where they're tailored in person, how do you adapt to that? We're just, I know we will, and we're doing it now with our try-on packages at home,
Mm.
and styling people virtually or tailoring virtually, and then doing things from now to keep people safe. But
Yeah.
I love that we do have to work with each other, like within our community with each other, like you said
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah. No, that's super awesome. And I had a little quick question for you. Wow, what do you foresee for the next year? Like, what do you like? Literally, like, you can literally take a shot in the dark because literally, we obviously have no idea what's to come. But like, give you if you want to give me a guess, like, what do you foresee for like, I guess the whole shop local initiative and just like small businesses in Toronto?
It's so you know what? It's such a good question. And I love that you asked me this because I think about it every day. And right now, I feel how we're adapting to curbside pickups, private appointments. I think we're going to go back to being at more of a Atelier style. But online, our online businesses, Instagram is going to be huge in our businesses when we're showing casing things on your body in
Yeah,
movement. You can't come in person. But I feel like local businesses everywhere, we see how many have closed. It's scary. It's like to see that eventually, will these streets be knocked down and put into condominiums? Not in a year or so, but I don't want to see that happen. So I just keep, you know, expressing how important it is to know what the difference is between, sustainable fashion, local, people who have initiatives like Peace Collective who give back with every purchase that you make. I love
yeah.
things opposed to mass production where they, maybe their practices aren't as um
I guess safe or like
safe.
they're not up to code.
And with local businesses, because we're so small and we can maintain our safety like regulations within my store, like I'm able to clean after every appointment, and sanitize everything, and also, keep everybody else safe. And the clothing, we have a cool off area. We're big box stores. How do they,
They don't.
So for the future, I'm hoping that people start realizing that jobs will be outsourced more if we don't continue to either boom our own economy
Yeah.
and also just support what's also existing. So all these little places that are vacant, hopefully other local businesses can open in worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Online is the future, like doing online shopping and virtual styling. I see that being very huge for local business and restaurants. I'm hoping that if City of Toronto could create more jobs in health and safety regulations where they go and you know how you can check your liquor licenses to make sure people are serving within certain, protocols, that you can do the same thing with COVID regulations. So they could
Yeah.
create more jobs. You would find people who aren't following those regulations, and then you still allow businesses to stay open. And nobody wants to be fined. So you want to, I feel like that would
Yeah.
be a win-win. So that's something else I could hopefully foresee if they could figure that
Yeah,
out.
no, I think that's a really good idea. And I think it would be a lot more sustainable than what obviously we're doing right now. And like, as I said before, rest in peace to anyone who's passed from COVID. My condolences to all the families who've been affected by COVID because it's super scary. It's just, there has to be another way to do what we're trying to do here. And I think any ideas, any type of communication, any form of dialogue towards kind of moving with the virus, then that's what we have to do. But Enza, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on Tea Talks today.
Thank you very much.
I need you guys to make sure you follow Style by Enza, Enza. And you can keep up with her. You want to make an appointment to go to make an appointment or a virtual appointment for Megs. By all means,
Questions? Do you have questions about anything? Body shape, fabrics, what do you think would look good on you, or your truth or something? I'm here.
Awesome. So, right. Once again, I'm Tiana Rose. The show can be heard on the Barn Burner Radio Network on its 122 platforms. The H.E.R Network is part of the Barn Burner Network, Inc. Please check out barnburner.ca for all the news and programming. That's Tea Talks for another great week, and I look forward to speaking to you all next week. Make sure you follow me on Instagram @EssentialTea. See you later, Enza.
Bye.